What's going on, everybody? Paul here, coming at you with an ICO review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kairos, an existing company that specializes in digital facial recognition software and technology. So, come with me today as we face the fact about faces and explore in detail the Kairos ICO. But first, we need to test your listening recognition software. None of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude on the internet that wants to give you the most accurate information possible and loves doing it. That concludes our listening recognition test. Let's go ahead and jump into Kairos. You can see here the Kairos website. We'll return shortly to examine everything in more detail. However, given Kairos' unique position as an existing company, we're going to start this review by delving right into the white paper. It is hosted on Google Docs, which I found a little odd, but nonetheless, it gets the job done. And with an ICO all the way out in April, not too big of a deal, really. This is because, as an existing company, Kairos already has a proven business model. They're already a profitable business in operation since 2012, with existing clients all over the world. They have a token sale page, which you can see back over here in green, and we'll explore that document shortly as well, and explore how they seek to use blockchain technology to augment and improve their existing business model. So, the white paper starts by explaining some of the value propositions and details behind Kairos' current enterprise, starting with, of course, the current value proposition. Boop, facial recognition biometrics. Their unique facial recognition software allows companies to make intelligent marketing decisions based on genuine emotions solicited by certain advertising content. So 3 subsets are given in the Kairos white paper. You can see them here. You have identity. This can be used for searching and verifying faces for individuals. You have an emotional array, which is used for measuring sentiment of mood. That's more for like a group marketing sort of thing when you need to gauge the general emotions that are solicited through certain advertising. And of course you have demographics like age, gender, ethnicity. This is for more target marketing. You don't want to sell purses to 50-year-old men, so you kind of want to know that demographic. Kairos refers to this facial data aggregation as human analytics, and this technology, which is sometimes misconstrued as science fiction, has actually proven quite useful for a lot of companies around the world, and it's quickly entering the mainstream. Now, before we explore how Kairos seeks to incorporate blockchain technology into this business model, I want to address a sensation that sometimes comes along with this technology: fear. See, facial recognition is often seen as intrusive, and people may imagine a room full of screens with government or private agents lording over them, watching their every move and making sure that they don't stick their gum under the desk or anything like that. Well, I want to draw attention to another technology that during its heyday caused quite a similar set of circumstances. The camera. That's right, the camera, the little thing on the back of your phone. Banking tycoon JP Morgan, you can see him here, he famously hated to be photographed, and during a brush with a sly cameraman, was photographed while he was iconically and passionately scolding the photographer. That's putting it lightly. An old meme persisted for more than a century that photos would, quote, steal parts of the souls of those captured on film, unquote. Think about that. That means anybody, now with the advent of smartphones and cameras, anybody who's been to a major urban area or any kind of event that was perhaps maybe photographed by chance via smartphone without their knowledge, yeah, sorry about your soul. That's just gone. My point is this: while the technology currently seems intrusive and sometimes scary, the generally ensuing sense of normalcy after the tech is more widely adopted very, very often makes those intense worries seem kinda silly in retrospect. I really imagine the story of facial recognition technology going a similar way. Besides, what Kairos wants to do with blockchain and their software is to create a seamless form of facial identity security. Here, Kairos describes what they call the biometric blockchain. And we delve into detail here. Kairos is building the future of identity utility powered by a state-of-the-art face biometrics and blockchain technology. By enabling individuals to take control of their identities and secure them on our blockchain, Kairos is pivoting the power of identity monetization from corporations to consumers. We're making what would have been beyond your control yours to control. The face token gives you the power to take back the right to identity by securing it on our blockchain. Here's an example. If anyone in the United States is listening, you no doubt know about the Equifax breach. This cyber attack saw the identities of over half of the country, 150 million people, many of them kids, just stolen. And now they're largely being used on the black market. That's absolutely tragic, and potentially life-threatening with no fault of the victims. And before anyone says, I think you're hyping it up, it's not life-threatening. Well, what if someone steals your identity and uses it to receive healthcare in your name and changes your blood type? They have a blood type that isn't yours. That could be pretty dangerous, right? I think we can all agree about that. This is something that Kairos seeks to solve over the long term by implementing biometric identifications on the blockchain. See, people can steal numbers associated with your identity, but they can't really steal your biometric blockchain identity that's digitized on a ledger without stealing you as a person. So you're good. The next section outlines the marketing opportunity of facial recognition software and biometric IDs. I was really surprised that, where is it at? Here it is. I was really surprised to find out 800 billion. So the better chunk of $1 trillion a year is lost annually, just from uneven loyalty, poor retention, subpar service, lack of awareness. And while it seems kind of intuitive to be aware of how your customers are feeling, multi-billion-dollar enterprises have a really difficult time funneling legitimate user complaints all the way up to the very top of marketing and making actionable changes. They're really big companies and kind of lumbering, so it's difficult to enact changes quickly. Facial recognition technology and emotion signaling technology specifically therein seeks to make that process easier. Now, this next section of the white paper explores real-world solutions already undertaken by Kairos. They've already worked with these companies. Not many companies in the blockchain space that deal in advanced visual recognition technology can claim real-world application this early in the game. It's pretty impressive. And these aren't small names. Here we go, Legendary. This is a media enterprise kind of company. They do movie screenings and whatnot. You can see that here. It's a $3.5 billion plus company. That's a pretty large institution. So I think that's kind of impressive. Next up, we have the technology overview. This is a little bit creepy, and I think it's best illustrated here with this video. It's only creepy because of the neon colors, but I'm really, really impressed. The first thing that sticks out to me is just how well the facial recognition tracking tracks this guy's face even when he removes his glasses or opens his mouth in a kind of caricature of himself. This sort of accuracy and performance makes sense for an existing multinational company that deals with billion-dollar entities. If a large corporation is going to invest good money into software, they want it to work well, under a variety of conditions, like you can see here. Movie theaters are often dark. Doesn't do much good if your software can't work in the dark. So you can see Kairos has a legitimate working product that works under tons of different conditions. Pretty impressive. I'll link the full video below in the description. The remainder of the white paper is largely legalese, competition comparison, and of course information pertaining to the use of the proceeds. Now that we have a better idea, where's the proceeds? There we go. Now that we have a better idea of how Kairos seeks to use blockchain technology to improve their business model, let's take a quick look at the company website and the team behind this enterprise. Overall, website's very well done, something you would expect from a well-established company, and the value proposition we just explored in detail is kind of spliced out throughout this to make it a seamless experience of learning about the company as you move down the page. For a frame of reference though, let's explore the pricing options here to get a better idea of what it would cost to implement this technology. Okay, $500 a month for personal, $3,000 a month for business. That may sound like a lot to an individual, but for many businesses, this cost can be justified if the software helps to convert even a few sales. Considering economies of scale, this price point seemed extremely reasonable in my opinion, and it's not a professional opinion. I'm basing this off of the only other facial recognition software I could find, Face++. It's a Chinese company, and they charge per user request, so it seems like these may be two entities that serve a different aspect of the same market. So that's really all I had to go off of there. To wrap things up, let's go ahead and head over to the token sale page to get an idea of what we're looking at and the team behind this project. All in all, looks really good. You can see here that they're still kind of messing around with the token sale. The initial coin offering, as I mentioned, isn't until April, so they have a bit of time to kind of tweak this token sale page, build up some hype, and get their name out there. But all in all, they give you a great analysis of risk factors. They give you a frequently asked questions list. We just explored the white paper, so they've done a pretty great job in my opinion. This is Brian Brackeen. He's the founder and CEO. And then you have Cole Kalistra, he's the CTO. One thing about this company is they don't have a link to the GitHub. So the fact that it isn't there is a minor thumbs down, but nothing too big. Like I said, still early in the game, they have time to provide that information, and realistically, it's a working product. There's not much really you can say about a company that's already been established, worked, and proven themselves with multi-billion-dollar businesses. I could levy some criticism against this team, but their value proposition is clear. They know what they want to do with blockchain technology. They're not just implementing it for an erroneous use case, such as tracking produce on the blockchain. What they're doing is they are actually using this to overhaul their existing business model, improve it for their customers, their clients, and the corporations with which they already work. That's what we have so far for Kairos. We'll keep an eye on this moving forward. If you like this sort of content, let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate all of your feedback and support. Everything that we took a look at will be linked in the description, along with that video we saw. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much. My name's Paul, and I'll talk to you guys next time.